your left, Jim Davis on your right. You know what? I'm going to let you. You're going to stay for a game.
Oh, my God.
You're staying for a whole game.
Oh, Lord.
You're staying for a whole. He's staying for a game. I'm keeping him in for a game, folks.
All right, I'll be back.
Patrick will be back. He's got his coffee.
Wait till Pete sees this.
He's going to love it.
Maybe.
We could be trending right now. We could be trending on Twitter.
Yeah, hey, everyone tune in. I'm here.
There he is.
Yeah, let's get viewership.
All right, Jim Davis, unclaimed territory naming humans, noble hierarch.
Are you sure?
I am pretty sure.
I need a little piece of paper so that I know.
I am pretty sure. A verdant catacombs is going to search up a forest, Glistenerel.
So it begins.
Yeah.
Looks like Jim's going to be blocking.
It's in his best interest to block, yes. Doesn't want to die.
What do you think? I haven't seen Kazu's hand.
Okay.
I bet there's at least one Vines of the Vastwood in it.
I bet you're right.
Okay.
Find a bet. Jim Davis, former Players Champion. You know
we can
that?
see Jim Davis' hand. I bet there's a Kitesail Freebooter coming. Or maybe he's blocking. What do you
want? Well, he could play Kitesail Freebooter. He could play Thalia. He could play Reflector Mage right now. What would you do? You could bounce that Glistener Elf right now, or you can make his spells more expensive or see the hand.
I would. I haven't played a ton of Modern. I would Kitesail Freebooter. I just want to see his hand.
You want to see what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. He can also play Mana Strider, start giving some beatdowns. Jim had 4 options that turn. He goes with Mana Strider, going to come in for 4 Exalted Triggers.
So technically that can block.
True, which is something you wanted to do.
I bet he blocks, though.
So right now, if Kazu attacks, you think he's going to block?
It depends on.
Windswept
That's a fetch land. Yep. That's closer.
Okay. Let's see what this is. Might of Old Croja.
We're definitely blocking. How you feeling it, Jim? You feeling like he doesn't have it?
Steven, you would block.
Yeah.
You would block. You don't want to take 5 in.
He has trample, right?
No, just 5/5. No trample.
Oh, I'd block in a heartbeat.
Okay. Let's see what former Players Champion Jim Davis wants to do.
Right now, he's thinking about not blocking. I can tell. I can just look at his face. He thinks that he doesn't have it. He's like, he made that attack and he doesn't have it.
Well, here's the thing. Jim is unlikely to die this turn. It would take like a bunch of it would take another pump spell and mutagenic growth.
That's easily doable.
Jim weighing it.
Oh man.
All right,
he just took it.
He took it. But you would have blocked.
I would have. I thought he would have had it. That's how I play Magic. They always have it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. No follow from Kazu. We're gonna go back to Jim now. Jim going to draw a card. We know he's got that Freebooter you wanted to play. He's got the Thalia. He just drew a Champion of the Parish, and he's got a Reflector Mage. That's the hand. What do you want to do this turn?
Well, if you're going to play a human, we're going to play Champion of the Parish, right?
Well, he could play Reflector Mage is going to take all of his mana to bounce a Glistener Elf, or he could play Champion and then another one.
Here we go.
So you want to start with the Champion.
Oh, I mean, you're going to play a human. You got to get value, right?
All right, let's do it.
All of them block.
There's Champion of the Parish. Here's Thalia. Guardian of Thraben. Champion's going to get a counter. 2/2.
Now I think that Kazu will struggle to win unless he gets the Delve spell. For some reason, I can't think of the name.
Become Immense?
Yeah.
Doesn't give trample, though.
Does it not?
No.
Oh, nope. Poor Kazu.
Here's what he's going to need. Kazu looking for a way to get through. Distortion Strike, typically the way to do it. So you know.
I was thinking Shadow Rift.
That's
illegal. Not legal.
That's not legal? It's
yeah.
okay. That's okay. That's an older card.
It is.
It's an older card. And these spells are all going to cost an additional mana because of the Thalia.
Yeah, he might not be able to do it now.
Boom. That's what you were thinking.
Yeah, he might not be able to do it now, though. Look how good that card is.
Target creature gains shadows on a turn, draw a card. That's your kind of card right there.
That's a really good card. This is like best kind of evasion. Nothing has shadow. Look at that. So good.
You want to help me sell these Shadow Rifts? You know where you can get those.
At StarCityGames.com.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Maybe you guys have heard of it at home, but if you haven't, check it out.
Do we have them in the booth? Or if people want to come
I think I have
here?
some for Pauper.
No.
Yeah, it's Pauper card.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah, you put it on your inside-out creature. You put it on a creature and you flip its power and toughness. And
like Tireless Tracker and
yeah,
stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm no Pauper aficionado, so you know more about that for me than me.
This is the...
Kazu. All he can do is pass the turn.
That's almost a concession right there.
It's not good. It's not good for Kazu right now. Got to admit.
Because Jim's going to attack with his creatures and then block with his Noble Hierarch, maybe.
If he's got the opportunity to. Jim in a pretty good spot
I feel like Jim feels pretty confident right now.
So if you were, which of these decks would you play? You like Infect or like Humans? Like either one?
If I had to choose one, probably Humans, but I don't think I would choose either one of them.
Okay.
And look at that Vines of the Vastwood in his hands.
Let's see. He's got Vines, Might of Old Croja, Blossoming Defense, Groundswell, and a Fetch Land. Yeah.
That was a good Thalia.
That's a really good Thalia. Really good Thalia.
It's a good Thalia.
You know? So Jim's going to pick one of these cards.
Which one do you think it is? Isn't Might of Okrosa the most bang for his buck right there? He doesn't have targeted spells. He's not really worried about Blossom Defense.
Yeah, so Blossom Defense doesn't matter all that much. Groundswell, little assembly required with the landfall, but he's got a land.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to take Blossoming Defense because he's got a Reflector Mage in hand, so he wants to be able to use that. But Vines of the Vast can stop the Reflector Mage too. So
yeah,
Jim's going to take Blossoming Defense. So here's the bad news for Jim. If Kazu draws Distortion Strike, let me see if he's playing any. Kazu has 3 Distortion Strikes in his deck this weekend. 3.
He only needs 2 spells. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Might of Okrosa.
And
he didn't take it.
He needs to draw Distortion Strike to win the game. If he draws Distortion Strike, this game is over.
All right, Kazu.
Inkmoth Nexus, that's a flying blocker.
That was his draw.
That was his draw?
Yeah.
Yep. He paid attention.
Yeah.
He remembered the cards that he had and knew that he drew that one. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's nice.
I bet Patrick's really appreciative of this break he's getting.
He could use a little. The thing is, just having a little time off never hurts anybody. You can re-gas up with some coffee. Feel good. Okay, so you said you wouldn't play either one of these decks as Jim starts to take his turn. What would you play?
Probably one of the Phoenix decks.
Oh, you're an Arclight Phoenix guy.
I like that card. I like not paying for my spells.
Okay.
I feel like that's one you don't pay for often. Maybe the third copy you cast for 4.
But the first one, the first one's definitely free.
Oh, man. Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell Suarez that you said that he's your least favorite Commander versus.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have known him for like 20 years, so yeah. Well, let's look at it again. It's the same cards, Jim.
Jim, which one does he want to take this time? Looks like
You need to take that Might of Okrosa.
I think he should take the Might of Okrosa too. But Groundswell's also fine to take.
We're clearly not Reflector Maging in this matchup.
Well, not anymore.
Distortion Strike, come on. Come on. Can we get a payoff?
Look at this guy. He's rooting for Kazu to peel on him.
Well, yeah. He's got so many flying blockers now, though.
He's got the Inkmoth Nexus ready to block the Mana Strider, it looks like. Let's see. Let's see what Jim wants to attack with. Can he attack with more than just Mana Strider? That's what Davis is trying to figure out right now.
I would swing for 6.
What do you want to swing with?
Well, seeing as he only has 2 blockers, potentially, I don't see the disadvantage of him just swinging all out. Maybe not the Kite Sail. You don't want to give him a card back, but...
Well, here comes Thalia. Here comes Champion of the Parish. That's a 4/4. Looks like Mana Strider maybe 2. Jim?
I don't know, Jim. He's going to kill whatever he wants to if he wants to do it, right? Still vines it. Because he took the Groundswell and the... I actually don't see what the second card is here.
Oh, you're new to the booth. That's okay. What do you want? Which one do you want to know?
The one under this Kite Sail, the bottom.
So the first one was Blossoming Defense.
Oh,
and the second one was Groundswell. That's all right. It's all part of it.
Yeah.
So Kazu's going to go to 5 with this fetch land. It's not much. I think he's going to get a basic forest.
He's going to get Dryad Arbor. No. Yep.
Oh, he is going to
get Dryad Arbor.
Nice. Nice. Well done, Mean Green.
Yeah.
Impressive. Okay. Hot topic. That Dryad Arbor. A lot of people don't like that one.
Yes.
How do you
hideous.
feel? Yeah, not good. Okay. Got it.
I'm with you. Not a good... I would play with just a regular...
Kazu needs Distortion Strike. Kazu did not draw Distortion Strike. He did not. Jim Davis wins game number 1 here over Kazu Negri. Humans up game over Infect. We're going to take a look at the sideboards in a minute. We're going to run a quick Ultimate Guard commercial. Steven, we want to thank you for joining us, my man.
Hey, thank you for letting me be here.
Finally in the booth. Katana Sleeves, Patrick Sullivan coming back. We'll watch game 2 in a second.
Now you get mine here.
Ear set is warm.
What did you say? Your sweat is warm?
The headset is warm.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Patrick Sullivan back in the booth after a cameo appearance by the American Dream, Stephen Green, who you can find at SCGCon Winter next weekend. Jim wins game 1.
Okay.
Some fine commentary there from Stephen Green. As we're going to go to Kazu now, who's got 3 Shapers, Sanctuary, 3 Spell Pierce, 2 Dissenters, Deliverance, 2 Nature's Claim, 2 Relic of Progenitus, a Grafdigger's Cage, a Wild Defiance, a Spellskite. He's against humans.
I mean, this is not a great sideboard for the matchup. I think you probably bring in the Dissenter's Deliverances. They're low opportunity cost and a way to interact with Vile. Past that, I mean, maybe the copy of Spellskite if you're concerned about is a Staticaster, but it's not really the sideboard for this matchup.
All right, we're going to JD, who won game number 1 there with a turn 2 Mantis Rider and some timely disruption. 2 Auroch Champion, 2 Damping Spheres, 2 Knight of Autumn, 2 Sin Collector, 2 of those Staticasters that you mentioned, 2 Tormod's Crypt. That's his Dredge Hate, along with a Dire Fleet Daredevil, a Cambal Council of Allocation, and a Dismember.
I'll take the Dismember and the Staticasters.
3
I don't
clean
mind.
ones.
I don't mind Sin Collector also. It's not ideal for the matchup, but I think it's better than some of the other stuff he's got going on.
It's a little slow.
A little slow.
A little slow. Well, they're going to get ready here for game 2. Kazu, by the way, and I actually like this about his deck, he's got 3 copies of Distortion Strike.
Yeah.
Normally players are just drawing the 1. Kazu had a 3 out of there to try to win that game. Didn't get there in game number 1, but we'll see if he's able to tie things up against Jim Davis, former Players Champion, member of Team BCW, is a 34-year-old from Long Island, New York. He's got those 16 open top 8s, 2 wins, 3 Envy top 8s as well. Big hockey guy, full-time Magic writer and streamer. Coaches and travels to events. Decided to come to this one a little bit late. Good start for him, though. 3-0 with humans. Plays bass, sings backup vocals. Has a very, very entertaining stream as well. Hopefully you have the opportunity to watch it. That's DJ JD. Member of Team BCW is Jim Davis. Getting ready for game number 2. Currently up 1. Humans, as we've talked about here this week in quite a bit, partner, on the decline right now in Modern. It feels like not a lot has changed, but it just seems like players have kind of figured out how to play against this deck.
Well, I think there's just a lot of pressure to be able to interact with the graveyard right now, and Humans doesn't do that very well.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised it's really that much of a non-starter to play with something like Rest in Peace. Just the mana doesn't support it is the issue.
All right, so do you want my honest answer?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep. I think that people are too lazy to try to figure out how to build a mana base where you can cast Rest in Peace.
Like, if it's really just... Yeah, the best human you can play to interact with the graveyard is Anafenza, which is slow and doesn't even work amount of the time, and that's why the deck's on a decline. Like, I just don't believe that it's impossible to build the deck where you wouldn't be able to play with Rest in Peace.
I am almost certain that you can build this deck with like a Fetchland, Shockland mana base, and you obviously are playing Noble Hierarch and Aether Vial, where you can be able to cast spells. But everyone's playing Ziggurats and Caverns and Unclaimed Territories, which all those cards are good, but do I think that you could build a mana base with the fetches and shocks and make it work? Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. I just don't think anyone's put the time to try to figure out how.
Forget about the fetch lands and shocks. You could just maybe this is problematic for other reasons. You could play with City of Brass and Mana Confluence.
That's true.
You could do it that way. It's not like the lands don't exist. That's an expedition, by the way, for which one of us, whoever has that. I think that's you. That's me.
No, I have expedition on the battlefield, bottom right.
I think that's my board. That's my board.
Oh, that's your board. Man!
Also, delve for 5 or more cards occurred.
No, it didn't.
Become immense earlier in the day.
Earlier in the day, yep. Nothing's going my way now.
So Assassin's Trophy on a land gets me there now, along with Player Investigates.
Jim kicked things off with an Ancient Ziggurat into a Noble Hierarch. Kazu had a Noble Hierarch into a Blighted Agent with a mana available. I'm sure that Kazu has come ready with some sort of Vines of Vastwood Blossoming Defense type spell. We're going to have some fun this weekend. We're just going to bring random people into the booth.
That's great.
Yeah.
Talk about 5-color humans with just Gemstone Mine, City of Brass, Mana Confluence,
Reflecting Pool.
Yeah.
Why can't it work? Mutagenic Growths, plural, are in hand there for Kazu along with another Noble Hierarch.
Kai'Sel Freebooter exiles a card.
That's on there?
It is.
So you mean Kai'Sel Freebooter gets cast, basically. Oh, it could miss.
Could miss.
Yeah.
It almost missed. Kazu only had one spell.
Stop. Another Noble Hierarch. In for 3 Infect here for Kazu. Mutagenic Growth is going to make it 5 Infect. Kazu going to get his damage in right now while he can. little risky if you care about such things as a Staticaster, I suppose, but Staticaster is going to be good regardless. So just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Jim will draw.
I think Jim is just on Horizon Canopies and a vial in hand.
It's not good. It's not good, folks. Jim flooding out of touch here. Is he going to play a Canopy and crack it is my question. He's going to play a Canopy, yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I know
number
that
one.
Jim is trying to keep appearances here or whatever, but...
Well, he must have some sort of 3-mana spell. Maybe he's got I think the other spell in his hand might be Reflector.
Oh, okay.
No, it's Mana Strider. Okay, I mean, that's fine. It's not great. So that's 3, 6, 7. Kazu's going to take it all, fall down to 8. Jim can present lethal next turn pretty easily. And he's going to play the Vial, pass the turn back. Kazu needs a pump spell to win the game. Kazu has a pump spell to win the game. Kazu Negri is going to tie things up here against Jim Davis. 1-1. So much fun. All this means is we'll be able to go to a backup match.
Sweet.
That's all. Okay, let's check in on Nick Miller real quick. Nick, what kind of sub you get? Nick got the classic Nick. Nick got the big Italian. There's a normal Italian, which is what we got. And Nick with the hard sell on the cookie. One of Nick's favorite aspects of Jimmy John's. Now, to Jimmy John's credit.
Nick Miller, born and raised in God's country, USA, Ohio.
That's right.
Obviously, he's going to get the largest size available, no question.
You betcha.
I had a buddy of mine also, and not from necessarily exactly where Nick grew up, but also God's country, USA, met his dad once and talked about, obviously I get the Marlboro 100s. They're just bigger. Same principle. It's the same price as the regular pack, but the cigarettes are
they're just bigger.
Right.
Got it.
So, of course, he's going to get the big Italian with the cookie on the side.
Cookie is always the biggest cookie.
The biggest cookie.
That's right. Chocolate chip. He knows what to do. He knows what he's doing over there in the sideboard. We'll have more of this match and more learning about Kazu in just a moment. But first, now you're going to learn about the Katana sleeves that are coming out February 2nd from Ultimate Guard. Getting ready for game 3. Davis, Negri, all tied up. Jim will be on the play here for game number 3, given that he did win game number 1 and lose game number 2, which means Kazu won that second game, and he's coming off a GP top 4 is Kazu Negri with Infect, 22-year-old from Morgantown, West Virginia, goes to West Virginia College. 4 open top 8s, 1 win, won't storm 2 years ago. Now this is a great player slide right here. These are all things I'm very, very in for. Now, iced coffee, want to own a Dunkin' Donuts, though? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Dunkin' Donuts can sponsor this broadcast.
Yes, it can. All day. All day, Dunkin' Donuts. Get at me.
25-8. You get ahead of us. Would love to get that sponsorship.
Best handwriting SCG Tour. That's just true.
Yeah.
We've seen it. You have his deck list in front of you right now.
Beautiful.
It's the best handwriting.
It's beautiful.
Not close. He runs a 4.5 40-yard dash. He's in great shape. Let me tell you. Fourth secret fact.
Is wearing sweatpants today, so you don't get the full experience, but his calves just bursting through the back of his pants.
Best calves on the SCG Tour.
Best calves.
I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's not even really handwriting. It's like calligraphy. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
But you know people who have just nice and tidy handwriting.
I do.
Kazu's, there's an artistry to this.
He's the last of a dying breed. I imagine as we continue to move forward in life, handwriting is just going to get worse and worse and worse because all we do is use computers. Who needs to know how to write well? Penmanship's out the window, folks. Kazu is the last of a dying breed. And we thank him because we can do our jobs.
It's beautiful.
A copy of Ether Vial here from Jim off of Cavernous Souls is how we're going to get game number 3 started. For Kazu, no 1-drop for a deck that has plenty.
Blighted Agent.
Pretty clearly.
Means Blighted Agent.
Yeah.
Because if you keep a hand with no 1-drop, And that's the prize in this matchup anyway.
Another copy of Vial here from Jim. Because Kazu has no 1-drop and Jim has a Reflector Mage, Jim can do a little bit of setup here with these Vials, not get punished. Now, this is actually going to be a copy of Spellskite and an Inkmoth Nexus, so no Blighted Agent, oddly enough. Maybe Kazu's without the blue mana. Who knows? As we head back over to Jim, who's picked up another copy of Horizon Canopy.
The key thing is, though, that the Negri does have at least one Infect threat.
Jim with Freebooter, Meddling Mage, Reflector Mage, 2 Horizon Canopies in hand, 1 Horizon Canopy already onto the battlefield. That's what he's working with here this game. The only thing we don't know and he doesn't know is the top card of his deck. There's another copy of Horizon Canopy. And he can take this opportunity to Reflector Mage that Spellskite. Not your favorite target, but it is a temporary solution to the annoying artifact.
Well, Davis has a pretty good setup here where he can Reflector Mage here, Vial in a Freebooter, and then he can Vial the Meddling Mage and name the Spellskite.
He's actually going to Vial in the Meddling Mage right now. Curious what he's going to name with the Meddling Mage. We'll get confirmation as he puts that onto the battlefield right away. And there's a Verdant Catacombs. I will say, I would not be surprised to see him name Blighted Agent in this situation. But again, we will find out.
His hand doesn't really care that much about Spellskite, so maybe he can just ride with it.
Yeah. Again, Kazu's third land was Verdant Catacombs. Jim naming Spellskite with that Meddling Mage. Slightly surprised by that name. No, because Kazu can... I mean, he can light him up a little bit here with this Inkmoth Nexus if he'd like.
Yeah, I'm surprised that there was that much of a rush to do the Meddling Mage.
Yeah, me too, because it's not going to come back for another turn. Now, here is a copy of Dismember to take care of the Meddling Mage. So Kazu is putting a priority on being able to play Spellskite, perhaps. But for now, he's going to play Noble Hierarch and pass the turn back. So it's a lot of setup here for both players, as Davis's Vials are likely headed to 3 and 2 counters. Looks like Davis on the upkeep is going to crack a Horizon Canopy with the Vial triggers on the stack. Wants to know exactly what he needs to do here. So he's drawn a card. He's picked up a copy of Thalia. Guardian of 3 then.
I mean, he basically has 2 cracks at a Vial at 2 here if he wants it.
Looks like he's going to leave it at he's going to move him up to 3 and 2 though. Now he's picked up a copy of Meddling Mage. So he can deploy 2 things.
Yep.
That part we know.
Although there was some chance that he would use the Vial for 2 on the upkeep, then dial up to 3, move the Vial on 1 to 2, and do something there. It looks like he just passed through that option.
Oh, we did have Jim crack a Horizon Canopy. I think that's on my board. I hope it's on my board. Yep, got that one. Here comes old Reflector Mage into the red zone. And now there is Kitesail Freebooter. Freebooter's going to show you a hand here. Quite a few copies of Spellskite, pardon me, along with a Vines of Vastwood, a Distortion Strike, and a Groundswell.
Distortion Strike, I think, is really threatening in this hand. And just in the, sort of the matchup generally. If Negri is without Blighted Agent, then Jim has the opportunity to do a lot of blocking as a way to manage the game, and Distortion Strike makes that a lot harder. Especially with Spellskite. Spellskite plus Distortion Strike is a kind of a tough combination of cards for Jim to interact with.
Again, Kazu going with 3 copies of Distortion Strike in his deck here this weekend. So Jim might be thinking, okay, that's a one-of, because a lot of Infect players only play 1. Think of the Tom Ross school of thought where some one-ofs can take players by surprise, but this is not a one-of here for Kazu. It's a 3-of, and I imagine it's still a 3-of after sideboard.
Yeah, oh yeah. This is probably the matchup, this and Banned Spirits, where that card would come into play.
And Davis is going to pass the turn back, so we're going to go over to Kazu now. And it looks like in the draw step, we're going to get a Viled-in Meddling Mage. Meddling Mage is going to name Spellskite. And Kazu's got the 2 copies of that in hand, so Mage will shut those out.
I guess, part of me is curious why Jim would care about the Spellskites. It's not like it's good against anything he's got going on right now. But I think the reasoning is if you lock those out and you draw a Staticaster, your position's really great. And with multiple copies of Horizon Canopy, he gets a lot of looks at it.
It's good for that reason. It's also going to make sure that his Reflector Mages, the next ones that come, if he does find them, are live. Same thing can be said about Phantasmal Image.
Yep.
So there's some benefits here.
I think it would be different if he didn't have any lands that drew cards. But because he gets so many looks at cards to improve his position, it makes some sense to take care of the Spellskite.
Yep. There's Inkmoth getting fired up. Pendelhaven's going to pump it up. Looks like Kazu's going to fire up the Distortion Strike as well. So this is going to be 1, 2 from Pendelhaven, 3 from Distortion Strike, 4 from the Exalted Trigger. Well, in comes the Inkmoth. It's unblockable.
I mean, Jim's just, if Negri draws a pump spell.
Any pump spell, Jim's just dead. A little surprised he left this Distortion Strike here for Kazu. This is the most problematic card for Jim. Jim will draw. Looks like he picked up a copy of Champion of the Parish, I believe, to go along with the Thalia.
So he gets one look at something that matters here, but his hand's no good.
Yeah, it changes nothing right now for Jim, that drawing that card, because he can still play Champion.
Yeah.
So he can crack a Canopy safely. His Vials are on 3 and 2. They're exactly where he wants them to be. He's going to use the Cavern to do it. Let's see what the next card is. Mantis Rider. That's a flying blocker that does not interact there with the old Distortion Strikes. So Jim does have the ability to play all of the cards in his hand. The Horizon Canopy can play the Champion. The Vial can put through the Thalia. The other Vial can put through the Mantis Rider. So he should have an empty hand when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I guess the best thing you can do is just try to present lethal next turn.
Or as close to it as possible, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of befuddled by the freebooter from the Meddling Mage from earlier. Because that Spellskite has nothing to do with what's going on in this game, and the Distortion Strike's a huge issue.
Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kazu's going to go down to 6. And now Jim will play Thalia. And we're going to go back over to Kazu Negri now. So let's see. How's Kazu got to get it done? Kazu's going to pay a mana to turn on the Inkmoth Nexus, and then pay a mana for the Distortion Strike. And then if he draws a pump spell, he'll still be able to do it.
Right. He may not be able to Pendelhaven because he might need to have that mana available. And any pump spell is good regardless.
So now Nexus is a 2-power creature. Throw in the Noble Hierarch, it's a 3-power creature. So it takes a pump spell.
Yeah, any of the 1-mana spells gets it done.
Yeah, and Kazu is sacrificing a fetch line pretty quickly here. And if he has found a 1-mana spell, like I believe he just has, in Groundswell, he will kill Jim Davis. Kazu Negri is going to win this game and match here over Jim Davis 2-1. In fact, will take care of humans, and it appears to be a bit of a misstep there from Jim Davis.